Hi everyone, this is Lam. Welcome to my channel. Today I am going to do two flip cups as background. So here's the first cup. I am putting some DecoArt Peacock Pearl in the cup. And I was going to do the second color. Then I remember this is a background. So I want the color to be lighter. So I put some Anita's white pearl. And then I put a little bit more of the Peacock Pearl in it. And more white pearl. And now is the Artist Loft's Metallic Leaf Green. More white pearl. Next is Chroma's Molten Metal Green. Now the next color is, after the white pearl, it will be DecoArt Metallics Festive Green. So that's all for this cup. Flip it. And I'm not doing anything fancy. I'm just lifting up the cup and let it flow. And this point, I started loading up the second cup and putting the festive green in it. And then I changed my mind. I decided to tilt it out first because my idea is to have the Peacock Pearl and the green as the top half of the background, and that will be kind of like the sky and maybe some water. And then for the bottom half, I want to do some green and then some metallic brown, and that will symbolize the ground. So this way they would not be totally disjointed. They have some common color, but they also have some difference. So I tilted out half of the canvas, and then I'm loading up the second cup, white pearl on top of the festive green, and then a little bit of metallic leaf green and more festive green and more white pearl, and then some gold that is Artist Loft Flow acrylic gold, and then white pearl. Now this is DecoArt Expresso, and then right on top of it is DecoArt's, and that's antique copper. Okay, I flip it and let it flow again. So the bottom half has some earthier tone to it, but they still have enough colors in common that they don't look totally different and out of place. So I just let it cover the canvas. This is a small 8x10 canvas because I'm just trying this out. I have never done the background this way, so just use a small canvas to try out new ideas. Okay, now the background is done. It looks really pretty and I really like it. So what to do next? I was going to make some flowers of purple and red and pink, but then after torching it, and I am looking at this background is so pretty, and I really don't want to ruin it by doing big flowers, and also I really am not sure how the red and purple flowers will look in this background anymore. So I took out a clean cup and started drawing some tree roots, because that looks like a good spot for a tree. So I used the rim of the cup and drag it upward to make the tree trunk, and there is metallic brown underneath that spot, so I was just drawing up that brown color. But the problem is, when I get to the upper half of the canvas, there's no brown underneath the paint there. So at this point, I wasn't really thinking about that, the color. I was just trying to draw out the lines for the branches, because I figure I'll add some colors back in later. Right now, I am more concerned about the shape of the tree. I want it to be big enough to be noticeable, but not too big that it overwhelms the painting. Because I do like the background, the nice gradients of color, and those cells in the middle that looks like water to me. It's just, and that shoreline of the brown with a nice curve, I just really like it. So I want to keep as much of that undisturbed as possible. So that is one thing. When I work, I try to work with the natural formation of the pour. I don't want to change things up too much, but still I want to add my own personal artistic touch to a pour so that it has some characters to it. Now I'm taking out my bamboo stick, my handy bamboo stick, and started poking around, fixing a few things. And then I dip it in the brown cup to put some metallic browns back on the branches. Here we go. I'm testing it first. Because when we add colors, it's important that the lines join properly so that they don't look like just sections by section. I want the tree trunks and the tree branches all connected. Okay, so that seems to be going well. So I just keep adding more colors to the branches. And since I have two different browns, I have the Expresso and I also have the antique copper, so I am alternating them. I'm using the Expresso sometimes and using the antique copper some other times, because I like variations of shades that adds depth and that adds interest. And that is one thing I'm really keen on, is to use a lot of different shades of the similar color. Like if I use blue, I'll use 2 or 3, 4 different blues. Purple is my favorite color, so I sometimes use up to 5 purples. And they may not make that much of a difference when we look at it. In a pour that we may not consciously register. So like this is this shade, this is this shade. We don't distinguish that consciously, but it does add to the pour. It adds a lot of depth and variation to it. Okay, here I'm done making the branches, so I'm starting to make the leaves. First, I put some white, just drizzle randomly over where I want the treetop to be, where I want the leaves to be, because the background already has all the greens that I want to use for the leaves. So if I don't put any white down, then the leaf will become very indistinguishable with the background. But I want the tree to stand out, so I needed the white as a base for the tree. And then I drizzle some metallic leaf green. Yes, this is the metallic leaf green. And then this is the Chroma's molten metal green. And this green has a little bit more of a blue tint to it. And the metallic leaf green has a little bit more gold to it. So there's a very subtle difference between the two. And now here comes the festive green. This green has a lot of gold or yellow to it. So I put it more at the top where the light is coming from. I've decided the light is coming from the top left corner. And gold, I'm also putting some gold on that spot where the light is coming from. And then I use my cup and start just smashing around. I'm doing kind of careful, just lightly smashing it, not totally like smashing the heck out of it. I'm just using the rim. And I'm probably doing too careful here. You don't have to be slow. See, here I'm going faster. I'm just randomly swirling it, smashing it. Basically, I'm just mixing up the colors a little. Enough so that the colors are mixed in, but not so much that they become mud. So they still have some definition, not totally mixed in. That's my goal. So basically, I'm just blotting it with the cup. So now it's starting to look like a treetop. Well, we are almost there. But then I still think that it is not enough to my liking. So I still want the treetop to have some more of a leaf, just some more leaf shaped. And the cup by itself is not doing it for me. So what I do, I take a Q-tip and wrap it up with plastic wrap, saran wrap, just Q-tip and saran wrap, and I started dotting it. Just dot and pull, and make sure to wipe off the Q-tip from time to time so that the colors don't get too muddy. And then sometimes I add some definition, like I disturb that tree branch a little bit, so I take out my bamboo stick to define it a little bit, and then Q-tip again. Yes, just dot and sometimes drag a little, dot and drag, dot and drag. It is basically painting with the Q-tip instead of a brush. Because with a brush, I suppose you can use a brush too, but it would be harder to wipe off. See, the Q-tip with the saran wrap, you just wipe it right off the saran wrap. Make sure you have enough paper towel. See, randomly blotting. Okay, that is looking pretty good. I think I'm happy with it. And usually I like my paintings to be a lot busier with a lot more going on. And I was still thinking about flowers at this point. I was thinking about, should I add some grass or should I add some flowers? And what should I do? But then I decided, no, I don't want to mess it up. Because I tend to overdo things, and this looks to me already pretty enough that I don't want to do anything else to ruin the beauty that is already here. So that's it. That is the painting. And I hope you enjoy watching the process. I hope you learn something from it. Because I certainly learn a lot with every painting I do. That's the great things about fruit art. Acrylic pour is so spontaneous. We are always trying new things, and every pour is different. We have to improvise. We have to dish our plans, or we can't really make plans. So we always learn something new with each pour. And I hope you find this helpful, or at least enjoyable. Thank you for watching this tutorial. I appreciate you showing up at my channel. And if you like it, please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Be safe. Bye.